Hello, my lovely pupil. How are you today? Can you imagine drawing a very fine picture without coloring it? That's what it looks like when we do not have an adjective in a language. Okay? So, you see, adjective add color to language. So, today's class will be all about adjectives. Now, ask yourself, what is an adjective? An adjective, of course, is a word and it is one of the 8 parts of speech. Okay, it describes or modifies a noun or pronoun. For example, round rug, 3 balls, black cat, fancy cake, and so on. Okay, so to decide if a word is an adjective or not, look for a noun that goes with it. Adjective generally answers one of 3 questions about the nouns which they modify. For example, which one, what kind, and how many. For example, if you love apples, adjective can help you describe them. Adjective can tell you which apples they are. Or, you know, adjective can tell what kind of apples they are. Finally, adjective can also tell how many apples there are. Okay? In English, adjectives usually come before the noun which they describe. If the adjective comes after the noun, there is usually a noun between them. For example, if we say the tiger is orange, orange is the adjective describing the noun tiger. Here is one more example. The boy was happy. So we can find the adjective by asking, what kind of boy is he? A happy boy. The word happy describes the noun boy. So today we are looking at 6 types of adjective. Descriptive adjective, adjective of quantity, numeral adjective, distributive adjectives, interrogative adjectives, and demonstrative adjectives. And we want to begin with the descriptive adjectives. These adjectives are also called adjectives of quality. In fact, they tell us what kind of quality something has. Okay? For example, the clever dog jumped over the fence. The word clever in the sentence is telling us the quality of the dog. So it's a descriptive adjective. In I am from a small town, the word small is telling us about the quality of the town, which is its smallness, and therefore it is a descriptive adjective. Okay? The kind woman gave her sweater to the shivering child. Kind in the sentence is telling us about the quality of the woman, which is her kindness. And so we say it is a descriptive adjective. Okay? Alright. Here are some other good examples of descriptive adjectives. Small, big, beautiful, marvelous, charming, handsome, nice, cruel, mean, polite, and helpful. All of these describe the quality of something or the quality of someone. Okay? Now let's look at another kind of adjective, which is the adjective of quantity or quantity adjective, if you want to call it that. These adjectives describe the quantity of a noun. Okay? They typically answer the question, how much? And they don't tell us the exact amount of something. Rather, they give an approximate value. Okay? Now, for example, I have enough money. I have enough money. Okay? Enough there is an adjective of quantity, as it is giving us just an approximate value of the money that the subject has. Okay? And not the exact amount. She has many good friends. Many is also an adjective of quantity, as it is giving an approximate value of the quantity of the noun friends. Okay, so we also have another example. He doesn't have much time. Now, much is also an adjective of quantity. It tells us about the approximate value of the time one has. So here are some other examples of adjective of quantity that you can see on the screen: some, great, plenty, much, have, few, a lot, several, and so on and so forth. Now let's make progress. Adjective of number is the third kind of adjective we want to look at. Sometimes it is referred to as numeral adjectives. Now, this adjective tells us the number of nouns or the order in which they stand, and they commonly answer the question, how many? Take note. Remember, adjectives of quantity answer the question, how much? But adjective of number answer the question, how many? Okay? Now let's look at this adjective of number. There are three examples of this adjective: the indefinite numeral adjective, the definite numeral adjective, and the distributive numeral adjective. Okay, so we begin with the definite numeral adjective, which of course is those adjectives that tell us the exact number of people or things. For example, we have them in the ordinal numbers like first, second, third, fifth, sixth, and so on. Then we also have them in cardinal numbers like 1, 2, 3, 5, 10, and so on. Okay? Now, let's consider an example. He stood first in the class. Other examples: she got second prize. Sam has two brothers. There are 7 oranges in the bowl. He is having 3 cars. All of these are definite numeral adjectives. You can see they give exact numbers. Okay? Now, as for indefinite numeral adjectives, these ones also answer the question, how many? But they only give approximate numeral idea of a noun. They don't give the exact number. Okay? They don't give the exact number. More reason why we call them indefinite. For example, there are only a few toffees left in the jar. Okay? He has sold all his cars. Many people are still waiting for their turn. There are only a few. When you hear these ones, you know they are indefinite. Okay? So indefinite numerals answer questions about how many, but they don't give the exact value of the quantity. And that's one point we want you to understand. Now, as for distributive adjectives, these ones are used to refer to the members of a group as individuals. Each, every, either, neither. All of these are examples of distributive adjectives. So let's see how it works. Each member of the team got a prize. Okay? Now, each here refers to all the members of the group individually. Whereas in the whole team got a prize, here the whole team is being looked at collectively. So also in the example, both dresses are nice. I like both of them. The speaker is talking about 2 dresses collectively. But in either dress is nice, but I will take the red one. Of course, you notice that the speaker here is referring to 2 dresses individually and not collectively. I hope that is clear. So let's look at other examples. All students are looking smart. Here we are talking about all the students collectively. But in each student is wearing a unique dress. We are looking at the students one by one, individually. So we use distributive adjectives when we are supposed to refer to every member of the group individually rather than collectively. I hope that is clear as well. For example, the class is going for a trip. Of course, we are looking at the class now as a collective group. Each student of the class has been given a prize. Here we are talking about every student of the class as individual, one by one. Both the statements are correct. Here we are talking about the two statements collectively. Okay? But either of the statement is correct. Here we are talking about the two statements individually. I hope you're taking note of that. Now we come to interrogative adjectives. They include all of those words like whose, which, and what. And of course, we use them for asking questions. That's why we call them interrogative. Whose is used to ask about the ownership of something. Okay? For example, whose dog is that? Here the word whose is used to ask about the ownership of the dog. Who owns the dog? In other words, whose book is that? Of course, whose here is used to ask about the ownership of the book as well. Okay? They are interrogative adjectives. Which is used to ask questions about things. Which dress do you like the most? Okay? Now, which here is used to ask the question about the object dress. Which car will they give us? Which, of course, is also used to ask about an object, car. So, which is often used to refer to things. But as for what, this one we use it for asking questions about things as well as feelings and thoughts. For example, what music is that? What, of course, is asking the question about what music. What ideas do you have in mind regarding this project? What, of course, is used to ask question about ideas, okay, or thoughts, as the case may be. Now, the interrogative adjectives we've looked at here are whose, which, and what. And I've said that whose is used to ask about the ownership of something, which is used to ask questions about things, whereas what is used for asking questions about things as well as feelings and thoughts. So we make progress to the last type of adjective, which is the demonstrative adjective. Demonstrative, of course, they demonstrate. So we use them to refer to a particular person, place, or thing. Okay? We have just 4 of them in English language. This, that, these, and those. So this is used for only singular nouns and it is used to denote a thing or place or person which is near the speaker. So this book is very interesting. This boy is very naughty. This cat is very cute. This place is very nice. This chair is very comfortable. Okay? All of these are near. These is used only with plural nouns and it is used to denote things or places or persons which are nearby the speaker as well. In the plural sense, of course. These are my books. These are my pens. These are my toys. These boys are very naughty. Okay? And we have that, which is used for only singular nouns and used to denote things, persons, or places which are far from the speaker. Okay? That is my pen. That is my car. That is my house. That boy is very naughty. So that is a demonstrative adjective which is used for singular noun, but for a thing, place, or person which is far from the speaker. Okay? Those, which is the last demonstrative adjective, of course, is used for plural nouns and is used to denote things, places, or persons that are far from the speaker. For example, those are my pens. Those are my pencils. Those are my books. Those are my friends. Those boys are very naughty. Okay? So, we talk about things that are far from where we are. We have talked about descriptive adjective, adjective of quality, adjectives of quantity, distributive adjective, interrogative adjective, and so on. Now let's look at the order of adjectives. Of course, when adjective come in sentences, there is a sequence they must follow. And it is important that you must have to follow this sequence. It's important. In English, we sometimes use more than one adjective to describe a noun. We cannot just put them wherever we want. We need to remember that there is a proper way of putting them in the sentence. For example, a big black wolf. Okay? We don't usually say a black big wolf. That will sound awkward. So let's find out why it is so. Okay? Now, adjective can be used in describing a lot of things. For example, color, opinion, size, and so on. Here on the screen is an acronym for you to remember the correct adjective order. So there we have NOSASCOMP. Okay, you can call it NOSASCOM if that will make you remember it easily. Okay? Now N stands for number, O for opinion, S for size, A for age, S for shape, C for color, O for origin, M for material, and P for purpose. So here we have a box, a table on the screen. For number, it describes the number of nouns. So for example, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and so on. For opinion, it describes your judgment or what you think about something. So you have examples like horrible, ugly, beautiful, fantastic, and also more examples. For size, it describes how big or small something is. For example, huge, tiny, long, tall, and so on. Age describes how old or young something is. So I have examples like old, new, young, ancient, antique, and so on. But as for shape, it describes the shape of something. So I can have circular or round, square, triangular, rectangular, and so on. Then for color, it describes the color of something. Okay, for example, black, red, pink, blue, green, etc. Then for origin, it describes where the noun is from. Its nationality, if you like. For example, Chinese, Italian, American, African, of course, Nigerian, where we come from. Okay, then for material, it describes what the noun is made of. Okay, wooden, leather, plastic, metallic, or so on. And for purpose, it describes where the noun is used for. For example, fishing, cooking, sleeping, sports, and so on. So here on this other table, there are 3 nouns. You can see women, dresses, moles. Now I want to see how adjectives come. The order of adjectives. So for number, we have 3. For opinion, we have beautiful. For size, we have short. For age, old. And for origin, we have Asian. So I take it as 3 beautiful, short, old Asian women. So you could see the order there. Then another example, number, I have 2, age, new, color, red, material, cotton, and purpose, night. So 2 new red cotton night dresses. And lastly, number, I have 5, opinion, I have ugly, size I have big, shape I have circular, color I have black. Okay, 5 ugly big circular black moles. Now, one important thing I want you to know is that usually we don't use more than 3 adjectives in a sentence. I only did it here for us to understand how it works. Okay, so sometimes as well we can disarrange the adjective when we want to emphasize something. For example, in the sentence, she has a big hideous car. Big here is size, while hideous is opinion adjective. So, but big came first before hideous because the speaker wants to emphasize the adjective big. So, my dear, for you not to forget, just remember that acronym, knows us come. It's been nice having you. Thanks for taking out time to watch my video. Now go ahead with the rest of the activities. See you in the next class. Bye.